YouTube. Hey, pretty nice day out here. Pretty beautiful, other than the Canada smoke blowing over here. Kind of crazy, right? Literally smoke in the air. It's what in the world? All the way from Canada. I'm in Maryland. It's crazy. Anyway, I want to talk to you real quick about customer service. So I had a lady called me. She gave me a shout. She said, "Hey, your guys, they didn't cut my bushes. They missed the bush. This and that, this and that." Now, look, I knew that they did not miss the bush, right? No, they didn't miss the bush at all. So what it was the bush grew back. Because a month later, the bush grew back. And another customer called and said, and I'll get back to that. Another customer called and said, "Hey, my bush died. You planted a bush." So today I drove out there, replanted her a new bush, and then trimmed the other bushes that I knew had already been trimmed. So sometimes when it comes to customer service, you're gonna have to eat some humble pie and kind of just, it's like you got a choice, right? It's like you can either fight the customer and say, no, I trimmed your bushes, forget you, blah, 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 and fight that battle. And sometimes you're going to have to. And I'm not saying to bend to customers. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, though, is this, like, you're going to have to choose your battles, right, in customer service, okay? So here, and let's go to the bush now. I went over there, and literally 15 minutes, I trimmed both of the bushes. I took a bag with me. It's not even a full trash bag, and I'm done. She was like, "Thank you so much. I'll call you next year." And I thought, I won't come back, right? The other bush, I just went and bought another bush, replaced it. I mean, they'd spent, probably over $3,000 with me this year. So, you know what? Not gonna sweat it. Had another customer though. Here's where I draw a line. Had another customer that said, she literally calls me and says, "Hey, I know you're short one of the stepping stones or a stepping stone or two, and what are you going to do about it?" I said, "Well, I'm going to try to find them, but the manufacturer's not making them anymore." She's like, "Well, that's not my problem." And I'm like, "Well, okay, of course it's not your problem." And then she says, well, what if you can't find them? Are you going to replace all of them?" And I said, "Absolutely not." And she's like, "Well, I don't want to have to make this difficult or whatever." And I'm like, I don't want to have to this to get ugly on you. I'm like, she's like, "Well, it's not going to, but yeah, And I said, "Look, give me a second here." Literally. So sometimes you're going to have to talk to customers. I said, hold up. I said, "Give me a minute. You just called me out of and talking about this stuff. You got to give me a second." So I found some pavers. I'm going to go there today, put them in. But I said all that to say, look, there's a customer that I'm not going to replace their pavers, right? I don't care. Not at all. Because matter of fact, the scope of work, we only agreed for a certain area. We ended up doing extra, Listen, the bottom line is some of these jobs you do, pick your battles, whether it's worth even getting like a bad negative review. Because seriously, it sucks. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It really sucks that a customer can review a customer can review your company and ruin your reputation over being upset for the smallest, stupidest things, and Google won't delete that review, right? So you have to be careful to watch yourself so that you're not having customers put bad reviews about you, because then nobody's going to call you. They look at your ratings and you got 10 reviews and 3 of them are bad. You're not getting calls. Your business, you might as well start a new business at that point, right? Look, customer service is important. Seriously, it's not easy, but it's important. When a customer reaches out to you, get back to them as soon as you possibly can. Emails, get back to their email, text them back, call them back, whatever it is. Be on top of this so that they can say to you this one thing: "Hey, they were on time. Not on time. They were always there when I needed them, and that's why I hired you." I've had so many people say to me, "Hey, the reason I chose you and the reason we chose your company is because you responded to me super fast." Customer service, right? Well, I've even had somebody who actually one time actually gave me a 1-star review on Google. And I called him back, and he actually said to me, this is what he said. He said, "Hey," he said, he texted me. He said, "I wrote you a bad review. You're not going to like it. Do not call me, and do not attempt to tell me to try to convince me to take it down." I said, "Oh my goodness." So I texted him and said, "Hey man, look, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to fix this. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was this bad, So he actually texted me back and basically, basically calling me a liar and whatever. And he finally called me, and we got chatting, and I ate the humble pie, and I said, "Look, sir, I I didn't mean for anything to go right like this. This is not bad intent. This is just a mistake. Like, you know, look, man, I said, I will come over to the house. I will sand the entire deck back down. I don't care what it takes. I'll redo the whole project. I'm asking you to give me a chance and not write, you know, such a horrific, you know, review about us. And he goes, man, I'm going to take the review down. He's like, you don't have to come back. He's like, the deck's fine. And it was fine. It was nothing wrong with it. It's not like we missed any spots or it was nothing. I guess he didn't like the process. Something happened. I'm not sure. But regardless of that, I apologized. Said, man, I didn't want you to have an experience like this. And, you know, he took it down and we don't have that review posted today, you know. So thank God, you know. But you got to protect yourself. But again, you're going to want to go above and beyond, but within reason, you know. So anyway, I know I kind of just totally ranted, but I hope some of this helps to just let you know that, you know, sometimes don't be walked over, but also sometimes go the extra mile, even if it doesn't feel good, right? Even if it's like, man, this ain't right. I get it. I get it. Sometimes it ain't right. Sometimes the customer's just flat out lying, right? I'll leave you with this too. Just remember that the $300 to $500 clients are always going to have issues. Not always, but majority of them are going to have issues. They're going to want their jobs done to the utmost perfection, right? Because hey, they're paying good money. And then you got the people that are paying, you know, 14, 15K. They're just going to write you a check and say thank you for your service. It's weird. It's truly weird. Anyway, customer service. Okay, guys, let's get this money.